Good morning to everyone, and thank you for being with us today as we do this press event in Loudon County. I'm very honored to be at the Loudon County Sheriff's Office and have an opportunity to be with these fine officers and professionals who are here with us as we make an announcement today on an enforcement event that we're going to be doing. My name is Steve Dillard. I am the Senior Law Enforcement Liaison for the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, and I want to thank our media partners for being here to help send this message out to our community. I also want to take a moment to thank Sheriff Tim Guider, the Sheriff for Loudon County Sheriff's Office, for allowing us to be here at his office and building, and I appreciate Lieutenant Don Boshears, who will be speaking to you momentarily, and we are fortunate to have Representative Lowell Russell with the 21st District that will also share a few comments. But before I get into the talking points, I do want to make sure I recognize several other folks that are with us. We have Chief Deputy Derek Woods with the Cobb County Sheriff's Office. He's also one of my active network coordinators for the East Tennessee region. We have Attorney General Russell Johnson and ADA Jonathan Edwards with the 9th Judicial District. We've got representatives from the Maryville Police Department, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. We've also got representation from Sergeant Rodney Postel with the Blount County Sheriff's Office, who also is one of my network coordinators. And I appreciate Chief Don White and Captain David Flynn for being here with us today as well, representing Lenore City. As you know, we have started the Click It or Ticket campaign in the state of Tennessee. And this campaign kicked off Monday. And for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be spending a lot of time on the roadways, not only through East Tennessee, but throughout the state of Tennessee, on trying to address driving behavior that we feel is dangerous on our roadways. People are driving in ways that sometimes they don't realize some of the mistakes they truly are making until a crash occurs. So this week, we're starting an initiative today on Highway 411. And Highway 411 runs through Monroe County, Loudon County, and Blount County. And we're going to be running a pretty large saturation for the next 3 days from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. And on Friday, we plan on doing several checkpoints to conclude this activity that we're doing. Summertime is probably one of the most dangerous times that we see. And we're wanting to go ahead and address our driving population and to get them to understand that risky behavior is dangerous. Things they're doing in a car, such as speeding, texting and driving while impaired, all these things are extremely dangerous behaviors. And we want to bring attention to these folks, but we also want people to understand that we're out here to try to keep you safe and to hopefully save a life from being taken because of these risky behaviors. This campaign that we're participating in is part of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, and it's nationwide. So not only in the state of Tennessee is this being conducted, but it's also occurring throughout the United States. One of the areas that we're going to continue to work on is our seatbelt usage rate. And Tennessee hit a milestone this year where our usage rate is now at 90.9%, which is awesome. That means 90.9% of our population is obeying the law and wearing their seatbelts as they're supposed to do. The bad part of last year was that we lost 299 people in traffic crashes that was not wearing a seatbelt. And we know, as professionals in this room, we know seatbelts save lives. We know you're better protected by wearing one, and we want to encourage people to continue to do it. We also want to address our pickup truck drivers because we know that pickup trucks are still on the lower end of seatbelt usage. And we want to bring attention to people that are driving these trucks to take that second as you do in a car and put your seatbelt on. So one of the messages that we always leave with everyone, and we'll leave again today, we want to remind everybody to buckle up, slow down, keep your phones down away from you. If that text is that important, pull to a parking lot and read it if you've got to. And we also hope you'll remember that impaired driving is another major problem that we are going to be out here looking for. If you choose to drink and drive on our roadways, especially on Highway 411 during this time, there's a very good likelihood you're going to meet one of these professionals or an officer from these represented agencies. So please make good common sense on your driving, be careful, and we just want everybody to be safe during the holiday time that we're going to be experiencing next week. As I stated earlier, I appreciate Sheriff Tim Guider. He's a great partner with our office. He is the sheriff of the Loudon County Sheriff's Office, and I've asked him if he would share a few comments. So, Sheriff, thank you. Would you share a few comments?
Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Good morning. On behalf of myself and the entire amazing men and women of the Loudon County Sheriff's Office, we want to welcome everyone to Loudon County. First of all, I want to thank THSO Director Vic Donahoe and our very good friend, East Tennessee Representative Steve Dillard, for the outstanding work that they do and for the partnership that we have had between the Loudon County Sheriff's Office and THSO for well over a decade now. It is a partnership that is saving lives in Loudon County. Through their special programs, educational trainings, and grant programs, we're able to better prepare ourselves and to deploy resources throughout the county to address traffic safety and reduce fatalities through enforcement actions. One of the areas that we've been talking about, and we have seen a lot of proactive enforcement actions working with the Department of Highway Patrol, and is this U.S. Highway 411. And it's one of our most heavily traveled byways in Loudon County. And over the years, it has seen its unfortunate share of fatalities and serious bodily crashes. It is a straight, wide open, long stretch of highway that many use as a racetrack in Loudon County. And because of the efforts like this saturation that we're gonna do, we are out to remind the motoring public that we will not tolerate speeding, reckless driving, driving under the influence. We are trying to reinforce our deputies that will be watching those drivers who choose to disobey the laws and endanger the lives of their neighbors. We want our community to know that the Loudon County Sheriff's Office is committed to protecting you wherever you may be, and in your cars as well. We will continue to work with the Tennessee Highway Patrol and the Tennessee Highway Safety Office to continue to be a viable and visible force on U.S. Highway 11. It is my hope through the partnership with THSO that planned and coordinated efforts such as this saturation will be a driving force that deters drivers from making these mistakes that we've been talking about: speeding, not wearing your seatbelt, driving distracted, and driving under the influence. A decrease in all of these will in turn reduce traffic crashes in all of our county roads. And while this event may officially end on Friday, our efforts to save lives in Loudon County will continue 24/7, 365. I have a team of highly trained deputies who are energized about their responsibilities as they keep on the lookout for those who break the law on our highways. We have one goal, that is to save lives in Loudon County. And today, we are here to remind you and everyone of that goal. Thank you very much. And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you Lieutenant Don Boshears of the Highway Patrol. Lieutenant.
Thank you, Sheriff. Well, good morning. Like the Sheriff said, I'm Lieutenant Don Boshears. I'm the Special Programs Lieutenant and the Public Information Officer for the Highway Patrol Knoxville District. On behalf of our District Captain, Michael Melhorn, we're glad to be here. We have a great partnership with the Highway Safety Office, as well as our local city and county agencies. As you've already heard, you know, we all share one goal, and that's to save lives. The Knoxville District has 11 counties in the district, and we have many problematic roadways in our district, as most of you are probably aware. The focus here today is, of course, Highway 411, as you've heard the sheriff say. When I was come to ask to speak this morning, I usually, always speak about, the four things when we talk about fatal crashes, injury crashes, and of course property damage crashes. They really all stem from, four things. It's either impairment related, speed or recklessness related, distraction, which is a big issue in today's, motorist face, and of course seatbelt usage, which goes along with the click it or ticket campaign. Sometimes these crashes, whether it's a fatal crash or an injury crash, it may be a combination of those things. It could be speed and impairment, but we share the same goal. Like I said, we're out here to save lives. We're glad to be a part of this campaign, this saturation. I did do some research looking back on Highway 411. These numbers are not exact, but roughly in 2017, 2018, and so far in 2019, Highway 411 itself, we've had over 500 crashes on the roadway. Okay, and that's not just Highway Patrol investigating. That's all agencies that you see that's represented has jurisdiction on that highway. Out of those 500, at least 500 crashes, 200 of them were injury crashes. Out of those crashes, we've had nearly 190 people receive some type of injury, some minor, some severe, and then of course we've had at least 4 people lose their lives just on this stretch of highway in the last 2.5 years. So you can see why, the effort is being made to, I don't want to use the terminology crack down, but, we have to get the motorists' attention that, the 4 things I mentioned earlier are causing people to lose their lives, causing injuries that some people have to live with for the rest of their life. And, that's what we're here to do. Not only does the Click It or Ticket campaign run for the next couple of weeks, the saturations that you heard earlier, but this also is going to entail the Memorial Day holiday period, which begins Friday. Highway Patrol, as far as our agency goes, we're going to have a large number of troopers out during this period. We want everybody to have, of course, a safe and happy Memorial Day holiday. But I just want to remind the motorists and the public that's maybe viewing this today that if you make the choice to get out and drive impaired or drive recklessly or speed, drive distracted, or of course choose not to wear your seatbelt, the Highway Patrol is going to be out and we're going to be looking for you. We do a lot of enforcement, but we also do a lot of education. It's not all about writing that citation. I do the education side, and if I can, I've been busy all week, out in the communities in the 11 counties that we represent, talking to groups about the same things that I've just spoke about, And so, again, on behalf of the Highway Patrol, we're glad to be here and to partner with our partner agencies. It's something we enjoy doing and we will continue doing. And like I said earlier, we want everybody to have a safe Memorial Day holiday, but we will be out in force. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Thank you. At this time, our state representative, Laurel Russell, wants to make a few comments.
Thank you, Sheriff, and thank you to the Tennessee Highway Safety Office for allowing me to say a few words. As a former Tennessee State Trooper, this invitation is a little extra special. I know law enforcement has many challenges. The challenge is to maintain law and order. The challenge to make a difference with this safety campaign by saving lives and making sure families are not broken because of reckless and neglected driving. And I thank you for that. I'll be praying for each of you, praying for your safety, and do a good job out there. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
So I think our message is clear, and I think you have an understanding of what we're trying to do. I will allude to Lieutenant Boshear's talking about Memorial Day. This is one of the times where many people are going to enjoy times of fellowship with family and friends. It'll be the beginning of summer, basically, and schools are going to be out. We don't want Memorial Day to be a day of tragedy or a day that something bad happens to one of your family members. We ask you to just do the simple things we've talked about. Be safe on your travels on our highways. Do your best to always wear your seatbelt, and please be cognizant of the fact that texting and driving is a continued problem. Put your phones down. If it's that important, pull over to a lot or somewhere to answer that phone call. And as I close, I want to thank Captain Melhorn for being here with me, Lieutenant Hickson for being present here at this event, and we hope that we're going to make a big difference out here on 411. So by saying all that, the press event now concludes, and for the media, any comments you may need from somebody, our speakers will be available. Thank you very much.